Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Bear Revel Wetsuit. Now this is a very flexible wetsuit. It's more designed for surface use, but we can still use it while scuba diving. Bear have always been known for making very nice feeling wetsuits and technically very good wetsuits. And this one is going to be really comfortable to get on and take off. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so taking a closer look, starting up at the top of the wetsuit. So around your neck, you have this raw cut on the inside glide skin neck seal. So glide skin is, it's almost like raw neoprene, but it's sealed. So this is very effective at sealing against your skin and stopping water from flushing in. You have a Velcro closure system, so you can get it exactly how tight you want it around your neck, but this is really going to help prevent the water from just flushing straight in. Water's still going to get in, obviously, it's a wetsuit, but this is going to stop it from flushing in and out of your suit because you want it to get in and then stay in. All around the suit, you have this double blind stitch. So there's stitching on the outside and there's going to be stitching on the inside, but the stitching doesn't go all the way through the neoprene. It only goes about halfway through before turning back on itself. So it acts to help stop water from getting straight through that seam. Down the shoulders, you will see the start of these big open ergonomic panels so that the wetsuit itself can be much stretchier. As soon as you add a stitch, it limits how much that sort of section can stretch. So if you have these big open panels, they can stretch a lot more because they don't have that stitching. Over your left-hand shoulder, you have a little bit of branding and detailing, which is going to protect the shoulder straps a little bit. But again, this is more of a surface water sports, so more of your sort of snorkeling and surfing, that kind of stuff. You can still use it while scuba diving, but the shoulder pads, they are going to wear a little bit faster because they don't have as much protection as a lot of scuba diving wetsuits do. Moving down the suit, again we see big open panels, so getting in and out of the suit is going to be really easy, and while you're actually in the suit you're going to have plenty of flexibility to be able to move about because of these big open panels. Going down to the cuffs, a little bit of sort of branding on the side, and then you have this protected cuff, this kind of roll over lining over the edge of this sleeve just to protect it. But you actually have a silicone, or not silicone, it's more of that glide skin material cuff on the inside. If I turn it inside out, so you can see it just here. On the inside, we actually have more of this glide skin material, and this ring is going to be sealing against your forearm. So if you tuck your gloves underneath that, it's going to stop the water from really flushing up of your sleeve. And it's very quick and easy. And as soon as you put your hand in position, it's sealing, it's doing its job. Moving down the suit, you'll notice underneath the armpits you don't have a stitch. You have one a little bit further down to allow for the arm, but not actually in the armpit itself, so there's no rubbing there. Moving down to the crotch, big open diamond in the crotch, so you don't have that seam right down the center. You have this sort of diamond shaped pattern again, so it's not going to rub there. If we move down to the knees, you can see the knees do have this reinforced sort of print detailing on it, just to protect the wetsuit from the usual wear and tear. And then down to the bottom of the ankles, you have that same sort of ring system that you do in the arms, except in the legs it's kind of halfway up your calf again. So if you're layering up and you're putting your boots over or your boots underneath, it just it isn't going to interrupt that seal because you've got plenty of space underneath it. Turning the suit over so you can see the back of it. So the back just mirrors the style of the front basically. Up at the neck, as we saw earlier, you have that Velcro closure, and that is covering up the plastic YKK zipper. Pulling on this leash so you can get in and out of the suit all by yourself. Tug on that and it's going to open up the zipper. And underneath that zipper you have this flap of neoprene, and this is a flush guard so that water can't flush straight through that zipper and get straight to your back. It's stopped by that section of neoprene, so it slows it down, so it takes some time to actually get in and around to you. On the inside of the suit, now this looks like just a traditional neoprene lining, but it's actually a kind of micro plush lining. So this is going to help trap water and really slow its movement when it's actually inside of the suit. That's exactly what you want from your wetsuit, to keep that water from moving around, because it gives your body a chance to warm it up, and then it in turn keeps you nice and warm. So very, very soft against the skin, but very effective at trapping water and stopping it from moving. Down at the bottom of the zipper, you have this plastic section, a little tab with some nice detailing to give you some grip, so that when you are doing it up, you can hold the bottom of the zip, hold the leash, and then do it all up by yourself. So very quick and easy, and lots of nice detailing. Right, so let's review the Revel. So first of all, who's the Revel really made for? The Revel is kind of made as a surface thick wetsuit. It's 5mm thick, so it gives you plenty of warmth, but without the kind of the shoulder reinforcements. It's not specifically a scuba diving wetsuit. You can use it while scuba diving, obviously. Just do be careful. Make sure that your shoulder straps are padded and soft so that they don't rub away at your wetsuit. That would be the only worry that I have about this suit, because it doesn't have those kind of reinforced detailing over the shoulders that some scuba diving specific wetsuits do have. What those suits do have that, or don't have that this one does, if that makes sense, I went backwards and forwards quite a lot, is the flexibility. This neoprene feels incredible. It's very, very soft. It has that premium feel to it, but more importantly, it has that stretch to it. So a lot of scuba diving wetsuits tend to be quite rigid to resist that compression, but this one has a nice amount of flexibility in it, so getting in and out of it is going to be really easy. And when you're actually in the suit, it's going to be easy to move around in, because it's made for surface water sports like surfing and sort of cold water snorkeling. Then yeah, you have plenty of movement inside of it, so it's going to be a very, very comfortable suit, especially sort of when you so when you have it on and you need to move around a lot. Shutdown drill is going to be really easy inside of this suit. So to review it, we have 4 categories and then the 5th overall rating. So for wetsuits, we're looking at the comfort. Obviously how comfortable the suit is, the kind of the finish of the material, how it feels, the style, because the looks of it are important, let's face it. Then we have the warmth, basically how warm, and the features that are going to keep you warm inside of your suit, because that's what your wetsuit's for, to keep you warm. The cost, because obviously the cost, and then the overall score. So starting off with the comfort, so this is getting 5 out of 5 as far as comfort with me, because the material itself is so very soft. Even on the inside, it has that sort of micro plush lining, very, very soft. It does have stitching on the inside instead of tape or glued, but I don't think that's going to rub too much. It's not particularly abrasive as far as stitching goes, but with that stretch of the neoprene and these big open panels, yeah, it's scoring quite highly as far as comfort for me. Just because, yeah, getting in and out of it's going to be really easy, and when you're actually in the suit, it's going to be much more flexible compared to a lot of our other scuba diving wetsuits. Then we move on to style. Pretty simple. Bear haven't gone too overboard with the branding. It's got a little bit of Star Trek in it with that kind of colour along the top, but that's getting quite popular nowadays. We're seeing that a lot in a lot of our wetsuits, but subtle. You have the black main body and then this sort of dark grey melange kind of detailing to it. So yeah, I definitely like it. I've given it a 5 out of 5. It's a very subtle wetsuit. You don't have big branding all over it. And yeah, it's very unobtrusive colouring. It's going to go with all sorts of colour styles. So yeah, I've given this 5 out of 5 again for that. Then we move on to warmth. So this is a thermal class C, which is about right for a 5mm wetsuit like this. I have seen 5mm wetsuits that are a class A, but I've also seen 5mm wetsuits that are a class D or unclassified, I think. So it's about right. I've only given it a 3 because it's okay. A C rating is perfectly fine for a wetsuit like this. So yeah, you can dive in fairly cold water with this. You do have those sort of internal seals. I think some people call them Canadian seals, and you also have that glide skin over the neck. But that's about it. If you do spend a bit more money, you can get suits with extra sort of layers, extra flaps, and just more and more. So you can go from the sublime to the extreme. But this is very much middle of the road, exactly what you'd expect for a wetsuit of this kind of class. And then we move on to the price. The price is I've given this a 5 out of 5 because it sits at the kind of almost the lower middle range as far as a 5mm wetsuit, especially with this quality of neoprene. It sits in a really nice price point, so it's definitely worth checking out. So the overall score is 9 out of 10. It's not a full 10 out of 10 because it is missing on some features. Again, back to those sort of shoulder reinforcements. If I was using this specifically just for scuba diving and I knew that my shoulder straps were a bit abrasive, I'd worry a little bit about those shoulders just wearing out over time. But otherwise, if you do have a recreational BCD that doesn't rub anywhere on your shoulders, then yeah, this is definitely a good wetsuit. And if you want a wetsuit that's multi-purpose as well, not just for scuba diving, but also for surfing or cold water snorkeling, cold water swimming, whatever you sort of want it for, it's a good all-rounder because of the neoprene that they've made it from. Very, very flexible. So yeah, I definitely like it. Okay, so that's the Bear Revel wetsuit. So a 5mm wetsuit, plenty of flexibility, nice subtle design, nothing too outlandish, nothing too crazy, and plenty of stretch. A good sort of all-rounder wetsuit with pretty good specs, and that sits at quite a nice price point. There's far more information on our website, simplyscuba.com. There's going to be a link down in the description taking you straight to the reveal to check it out. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.